husband's back out at the Freedom Farm on a Saturday afternoon. We just had a late summer thunderstorm roll through here, so the ground's a little bit wet, but honestly, it's not too muddy. I'm not exactly sure what I want to do today, but I'm going to do something. Right now, we're not actually getting power out of our solar panel. I need to look into that, get the meter on it. Our gas-powered generator is also not making any electricity. We have no power out here. I mean, we've got like power lines out here, but we don't have useful power out here. I might see what I can do to remedy that this afternoon. Not going to be out here for too terribly long, but I can still be productive. Anybody that's curious, the trees that we're ripping out, they're not exactly desirable trees. If you notice, these are locust trees. And that means they've got these big, nasty thorns. And yes, those will go through a tire, they will go through a hand, they will go through anything. And if you get stuck with one of those, prepare for the infection to come, because I got poked earlier this spring in the wrist, and well, I had an infection on the backside of my wrist for about a week. So yeah, we're ripping those down. A lot of the undesirable trees. We got a walnut tree up there. I'm gonna do my best to keep that. But the locust and the Osage orange, the hedge trees, yeah, they're coming down. But as you can see, this old girl doesn't seem to have too much issue ripping trees out of the ground, which is nice. It makes it easy. And as much as I want to just pick this up and put it on the pile, I do think we're going to be doing some chainsawing before we do that. I don't think any of this wood is going to see our sawmill, mainly because of the thorns. I don't want to deal with them. All right, let's see if we can fix something. All right, well, I guess first things first, let's see what the heck's going on with this, because this is, well, we just put this in, and we're not generating power. We need to generate power. This is a good-sized battery, and this solar panel should be enough to keep that battery charged. We don't use it all day, every day, but when we're out here, we should be able to plug in anything into that 120-volt outlet strip and be able to run. But we're not getting juice. All right, well, the first thing I'm gonna do is get my multimeter out. Well, let's see what's wrong. We got 6 volts in the battery. That's not fantastic. We got 19 volts. Through our photo cell. I think I see the problem. Yep, I see the problem. You see the problem? I see the problem. The wires change colors. So, my positive leads and my negative leads appear to be backwards. Which typically these SAE connectors, they're coated in such a way that you really can't screw them up. It's only 2 wires. Right? Well, that's easy. Let's see if that was the issue the whole time. And I think I just have to switch 2 wires around. Not the end of the world, not even a big deal. Small deal. tiny little deal. Ben and I are always looking for sponsorships. So if you're a tool company and you want to be the official tool sponsor of the Feral Husband, reach out, let us know. I'm sure all 25 of our subscribers would think it's cool if we got a tool sponsorship. I will promote your tools if they're good. Well, they'll be happy to know. I think we got her figured out. Wera is my favorite tool as of right now, by the way, if anybody's asking. I do believe they're made in Germany by the Germans, and they make good stuff. Alright, well, I just black to positive because that SAE connector is backwards. And that's the crazy thing, whenever you put the multimeter on it, it says 19 volts, but it says negative 19 volts. That'll give you an indication you get your wire switched. Now, my general rule when it comes to these electrical terminals is they're tight enough right before you strip the head of the screw. Not before and not after. If you strip the head of the screw, it's a little bit less than that. Okay, let's see if Jason fixed it. Hey! Oh! What? What's going on? Oh yeah, I got lights! Let's take a voltage reading coming out of the charge controller of the battery. 6. Well, what I fear is that the battery voltage has dropped so low that this solar charge controller is probably not going to charge it. What that means is we're going to have to put a charge on the battery to get the voltage back up. Had I had this thing hooked up right the first time, it wouldn't be an issue. But it is what it is. But 2 green lights is better than however many lights we had before that weren't green, I guess. Next order of business is going to be this guy right down here. The voltage regulator on this, well, Ben and I pretty well smoked that, and we smoked it whenever we were welding on the sawmill. If you guys go back a couple videos, these log bunks that, yeah, we made those welds. That one, and then the one that fell off. That was actually whenever the generator died. We smoked the voltage regulator. We couldn't get any more welding out of it. And we just had 2 little tacks on it, and the first log that went on the mill, well, that knocked it right off. Didn't it? Yeah, it did. So, if I can get this silly generator up and going, maybe we can get the welder back out here and blow it up one more time. On the button. You're still pretty far away. Let me get this unplugged and I'll show you. It might be hard to see because of the camera angle, but the base of this is a little bit swollen, which means it got too hot, which means the new one's gonna go on. So here, this is bad new. We'll see what happens. What's all? There we go, found the issue. It might not be the voltage regulator. These are the brushes, guys. So, yeah. These got hot. And these, oh, that's what happened. Smoked. I'm just gonna replace the brushes and put that other voltage regulator back in. We're gonna crank. Let's see if we get power. These brushes are spring loaded. Put those right on the, whatchamacallit, that spins the rotor. And that's what transmits the electricity from the spin bit into the voltage regulator, which then sends that to the control board and yada yada yada. not an expert in this. I know enough to fix it. So this brush has a lead already broken off. Thank you, China. CPO. Can't put that on. Now that since I found the brushes in garbage shape, and since it's fairly easy to get through, this is just going to go back in. All right, let's screw it in. Yeah, that's right. Every rusty tool is just some WD-40 away from working just fine. Now what? My fuel on? Yeah, it was. That might be the issue. All right. So the good news is that we're making electricity. It's 111 volts. It needs to be 120. So I'm going to take this voltage regulator off, and there's a potentiometer on the back that you can actually dial in the voltage to where you want. I'm going to dial it up to 115. I probably could go all the way up to 120. Maybe I should. But I think 115 will be fine, and I don't know how much adjustment is on this. Okay, so on the back side of this voltage regulator, this little blue box with the brass screw, that's the potentiometer. It meters potentias. I think basically I'm going to turn it and adjust the voltage. So I'm going to fire this thing up and start tweaking this thing, and whenever I'm looking at my multimeter, I'll be able to tell what the output voltage is, and I'll be able to adjust it in real time because I looked it up on YouTube and that's what they said to do. Nothing is all the way broken until somebody is no longer willing to fix it. Good. Yeah, so that's how we gotta stop it. The switch, it's like 55 bucks, and the switch still works to start it. Well, that's how we stop it. We don't use it enough to where that's a major inconvenience. All right, well, good news, everybody. I fixed the generator and figured out why that's not charging. So whenever Ben and I started this project and we put this container out here, one of the things that we unanimously agreed upon is that our work area needs to be neat and organized. And for the most part it is. We do need to add more organizational tools out here. And I buy little things all the time that may or may not be helpful. And I just bought something and I just took it out of the box. These off Amazon. It's a little carabiner attached to a magnet. And it sticks really good. As a matter of fact, it sticks so good. I've got a backpack. There's not a lot in it. Maybe a couple pounds. There's a pad of note paper, but like, yeah. I don't know. Maybe we can link that in the description what these are. But my God, these things are powerful. We're gonna have a bin of these. I think these are gonna come in handy. Considering we're working in a big steel box, everything around us is magnetic, so cool. I've got more magnet things too that I ordered. Like now I've got some screws I'm gonna put in the bins, so. tell you what, we're filling up our bin slots, that's for sure. Now that I've accomplished some work, I've got to mount some accessories on the toys. This is a Ruger American Mark II chambered N223. It is a bolt-action rifle. It has a detachable magazine. These are AR magazine. It is 10 round. Everything that you see here is Illinois legal because we live in Illinois. So I bought this gun so I could shoot on the channel and actually publish videos. I don't want this to be a gun channel. It is not a gun channel. This is a channel about two guys that like horsing around with cool stuff. We're children that didn't really grow up. We're feral. That's what it is. We're feral husband. I bought an excavator on a whim. I like shooting guns at targets that are like 200 yards away. I'm not great. I'm not a good shot. I'm getting better, but it's fun. It's challenging. It requires concentration, and it's not a skill that is attained for free. It requires work. I got these not too long ago, and I'm going to go ahead and mount a bipod on this one, take it down range, and see what kind of grouping I can get at 200. I've got steel targets. I like to hear it ring. It's fun. Now the instructions to mount this bipod make it seem very, very simple. And this is a Magpul. Apparently it just mounts to the sling mount. No kidding. Well, that was easy. Look at that. Oh my God, yeah. So the Magpul sling mount, it's got these little jaws that just kind of open up. The sling mounts look like this. The sling goes there. And the Magpul, like, you still get to keep a sling mount, it still has one. But this mounts to the one that's attached to the gun. And yeah. So now you've got, yeah, look at that. All right, let's go shoot. The joy and elation that I'm feeling right now, having fixed two things in less than an hour that have been weighing on my soul for the last 3 weeks, because I've known for 3 weeks these things don't work. I'm gonna sleep really good tonight because I've fixed something. I used YouTube to teach me how. No, it's not cheating, it's just using your resources. Anybody that's unwilling to fix something that's fixable is just lazy at this point. Or it's just not worth their time. Some people, I don't think, get the sense of joy from accomplishing a task of repairing something, anything. I don't know, I mean, I've got the mindset of engineer, so it's, my whole life is solving problems, and quite frankly, on a day-to-day basis, the problems I deal with are, I don't know, leaps and bounds bigger than these. I mean, this is just a Tuesday morning for any maintenance guy. But you know what? I fixed it. I feel good about it. And if you fix something, you should feel good about it. Because you probably saved yourself a little bit of money. And at the very least, you learned something. And, well, like Forrest said, all I really have to say about that.